This week is the busiest week across UK theme parks because it's the last week of term. But get ready as I present to you these UK theme park queues. It's currently about 11:30 when I'm filming this video, and I'm looking at Blackpool Pleasure Beach's queue times. I've got big one on 160 minutes. 160. They must be running that thing on one train. Icon is on 75 minutes, Big Dipper 60, Grand National 45, and Infusion 90 minutes. Wow, and over at Thorpe Park we have a closed Nemesis Inferno, Hyperia 120 minutes, Colossus 90 minutes, Soar 70 minutes. Those aren't actually that bad, they're still pretty long though. The shortest queue is 30 minutes for Detonator. At Alton Towers, Wickerman is on 90 minutes, the Smiler's not even opened, 13's on 60 minutes, Rita is on 40 minutes, Nemesis Reborn 75, Galactica 80, pretty long queues, and if you're at Chessington, rest in peace with 100 minutes for Vampire. So, I think you get the idea. But hey, let's take a look at some reports and social media posts from last year's school trip season. Excuse me, sorry, just getting my over-dramatic news reading voice at the ready. Chaos at Alton Towers as theme park goers claim they're forced to queue 3 hours. They make this sound like a prison torture device. The first post is this. What? I assume this guy's trying to get out the queue. I assume. We'll stick with that. I don't even know what to say about this one. Okay. If this is true, then wow. I'm lost for words. Okay, there's a common theme of tech delays, so it's likely that the queue length is attributed to these delays. I hope that staff are okay because I imagine they went to hell and back, and then back again on this day. That's a good one. It's a good one. It's time to go to TripAdvisor to more recent events. This is 2024 summer, and buckle up. We're about to read some essays. Okay, so this person is basically saying how they got on 3 rides by 4 PM, and they even provided lovely screenshots of the queues. Let's have a look. Okay, so yeah, the queues are pretty long, especially the Smiler, but in my opinion, I wouldn't say they're overly long. With the right planning, I feel more rides would have been ridden. Ah yes, the £10 parking fee. Next up, it was time to look for reviews on Thorpe Park, but to be honest, I actually kind of struggled to find bad reviews about the queues for Thorpe Park because most of them were actually pretty good. Amazing time was amazing, queue lines were quite long, but that can't be avoided. It's very rare that you see someone on TripAdvisor actually be supportive of the park. Not supportive, but understanding. This was June 2024, which is still the school trip season. The queues weren't exceptionally long, which is incredible. Here we go. Here's one mentioning the long queues at security, which Thorpe Park need to sort out. Like the queue to just get in that park is like ridiculous by itself. It's so long. Do you know what? Fair play to Thorpe Park. Fair play. They've got most of the reviews that I'm looking at are 5-star. I can't see one related to there being long queues in 2024 in the months of May, June, July. They're pretty much all 5-star, 4-star. Well done, Thorpe Park. Do you know what? You've come a long way. And headed over to Chessington World of Adventures, which I think is the most concerning Merlin park because they announced that they wouldn't be operating some rides on off-peak days, and they also announced that Tiger Rock this summer wouldn't be open until after summer. Yeah. And this park also just gets unbelievable big queues. Queues for the few rides that were open were very long for a Monday, not in the school holidays, which, yeah, it's school trip season, but I do know where they're coming from. Chessington always seems to have closed rides and open rides, and the queues are always very long, so, yeah. I'm seeing a common theme here. Not all rides were open. Yeah. Sorry, this is not related to the queues at all, but what in the name of Merlin Entertainments is that? Okay, I'm bored of Chessington, let's go to Legoland. By the way, if you'd like to see me go through reviews, not just related to queues, but all reviews on TripAdvisor about a particular park, let me know because it's pretty fun. Long queues, too busy, overpriced. Over the 2 days that we visited Legoland, the queues for the rides were utterly ridiculous. For most rides, we waited between 60 and 90 minutes. Pretty long to be fair, which is totally unfair on the children. Even the less popular rides were at least 30 to 50. Not too bad for Legoland. They had high expectations of being able to choose whatever rides they wanted, but in the end, we were saying that we didn't want to go anymore because they didn't want to queue. Fair enough, it's always a difficult one with little kids in Legoland. Like if I had to take a little person, I wouldn't go in the summer. I'll just go in September. Lovely 0 minutes. If you like queues and expensive junk food, go to this place. It seems to be a method to build queues up to sell fast pass tickets. I don't know whether Legoland do that, but I do know some parks that like to do that. Tired, rundown and endless queues for everything. Like other reviews have said, the park seems to be run by money grabbers. There's a different kind of passion and dedication into these Legoland reviews. Like the Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, Chessington ones were just, okay, we didn't have the greatest time. But this Legoland really goes the extra mile to even make the titles of the reviews like sound great, like sound cohesive, like a news report. Long queues which were made worse by the priority ticket riders who were going on the rides multiple times whilst everyone just queued. Fast track makes the world go round. Great ride, but long queues. But there we go, that's it. I'm not reading anymore. The reviews are making me feel depressed. If you have booked Alton Towers this week, I'm wishing you the best of luck. But there are ways to avoid the queues, especially at Alton Towers. School trips arrive late and leave early, so guess what? You're gonna Uno reverse that. Arrive super early and leave super late. But you've arrived early, but where do you actually go? Well, I would either start with Forbidden Valley or Dark Forest. I would even say that Dark Forest is the best place because the hotel entrance is in Forbidden Valley, so even if you get there early, there'll still be people there earlier than you. Whereas Dark Forest would be empty, and 13 always gets a long and slow moving queue, the same as Rita really. Then go to Forbidden Valley, then end with Smiler or Wicker Man, and remember, you can join the queue at 1 minute to 6. As long as you're there, hey, what can they do? Basically, the point of this video is to show that if you're going during school trip time, then you're in for some busy wait. Some very, very busy wait. And this week is probably the busiest week Alton Towers, Legoland, Chessington and Blackpool Pleasure Beach have seen this season.